Today I am driving the 2016 Audi S3. This S3 is equipped with a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine producing 292 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque, mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission. So this is the exterior of the Audi S3 and I'm going to show you around. Starting at the front, you've got the S3 grille that's exclusive to the S, and it won't be the same as what you would see on, say, an A3. I really like these silver capped mirrors. They sort of separate themselves from the rest of the red paint. Standard 18-inch 5-spoke wheels. I've also always loved the design of the taillights on this car. You've got quad exhaust tips and another S3 badge. And you've also got optional red painted brake calipers that you can see in there. The car is finished in a color called Misano Red Pearl Effect, and I overall really love the design of these, and now that I've had one for a week, I love it even more. We're inside the Audi S3 and I'm going to show you some of the standard and optional equipment in this particular car. The steering wheel is a really nice flat bottom leather steering wheel with stitching, adds that sporty feel to the inside. You've also got some controls on here for volume and your voice commands for navigation, which I'll talk about in a second. Then you've also got some menus that you can scroll through, which are found in here. And here is also your boost gauge, which you will see another shot of in a few minutes. Here's the navigation system. In this particular car, you've got the optional technology package, which includes CD and DVD with HD radio, the MMI navigation with voice control, as well as the MMI touch. What's really cool about the touch is it's basically like a notepad that you can write on. It's a lot easier than your conventional scroll through menus, but you still have that option. So for example, if we're going to go to the navigation system, all we would have to do is click here and select address. So if I wanted to put in a house number, I could do it one of two ways. I could scroll or I could write. I'm going to show you how the writing works. So you click here, and let's say that the house number starts with 3.
3, 4, 2, 5.
See there, even when I wrote the 2, it was supposed to be a 1, but it recognizes that. So it gives you options even if it's not exactly correct. But that's really much easier than scrolling through, personally for me, and I just think it's a very cool feature to have in this car. There are also 2 ways to select your drive modes. You can go through the nav screen, go back here to menu, and you see the car icon. Go to the car and click, and then you can select whatever drive mode you would like to choose. That's also available to select from here. And if you don't want to see the screen anymore, you just press here, and it disappears into the dash, which is also really neat. But my favorite optional piece inside this car are the sport seats. These have beautiful quilted leather and a lot of side bolstering, which makes them really great for canyon driving or track driving. I'm going to go in back and let's see how those seats are. So we are in the back of the S3 and I am behind the driver's seat, and the driver's seat position is where I would like it for my driving preference. I got a ton of room back here. But this seat, for example, is all the way back. So let's say you have somebody that's really, really tall in the front, then you're not going to have a lot of room, and it's going to be a little uncomfortable, but hopefully you don't have too many tall friends. This is a comfortable position. Even half this distance would be comfortable. You've also got that quilted leather carried on through to the back of the car, and then you've also got a armrest and cup holders. Not only are these front seats gorgeous, but they're very comfortable. They're really supportive for all kinds of driving conditions. I took it on a 2-hour drive and they were very comfortable the entire time. But overall, the interior of this car is really nicely put together. Even the dash has soft touch material. Although it's black, it doesn't look or feel cheap. There was a lot of time and energy and thought put into the design of this interior, and I personally think that this is a great space to be in, whether you're a driver or a passenger.
Of all the cars I've tested to date, only two really make me melt in my seat in terms of exhaust noise, and for a car to come close isn't easy. But when I got into the S3 and pressed hard on the accelerator, allowing it to shift at just the right point, I heard it. That awesome blurp of the exhaust that sounds very similar, yet not nearly as loud as the Alfa Romeo 4C, for example as heard here. It's easy to love that sound, and as I drove the S3 during my week with it, I'd purposely shift at just the right RPM to hear that blurp at the exhaust. There are 4 different drive modes to choose from when driving the S3. There's Comfort mode that is perfect for long trips that adds optimized steering and a closer shift pattern to help provide a more comfortable drive. I used this mode on my long 2-hour drive, and the ride was smooth with minimal exhaust noise. Dynamic mode provides tighter steering, even more precise throttle response, and gear changes that happen much higher in the rev range, allowing for a more aggressive, performance-focused feel. It also sounds as though the exhaust valve opens up in this mode, making it my favorite by far. Auto mode provides the best of both worlds, combining both comfort and performance into an ideal daily driving setting. Individual mode gives the driver the ability to select their steering, throttle, and transmission upshift preference. For example, you can combine comfort, dynamic, and auto by choosing your preferred setting from each into your very own custom drive mode. The Audi S3 provides ideal handling characteristics for a fun daily driver and weekend canyon carver. It's smooth on most road surfaces, yet it isn't numb, allowing you to feel imperfections in the road without knocking your teeth out. Steering is quite responsive, and so is throttle response, but the characteristics are heightened in dynamic mode. It's my opinion that if you want to get the most out of your S3, that you stick to dynamic mode and manual shifting. It's a great car, so why not drive it at its best, in dynamic mode?
The Audi S3 exceeded my expectations with its powerful turbocharged motor, high-tech interior, and head-turning good looks.